Well, relieved but not satisfied. That is reaction from so many Americans after Derek Chauvin was convicted on all 3 counts related to the death of George Floyd.
But still, many people say that the fight for justice right now is really far from over. And 13 Action News anchor Roxann joins us live now with more from several civil rights groups who say that there is still more work that needs to be done, Ross.
That's right, Todd and Tricia. For so many, the Derek Chauvin trial was about holding police officers accountable for their actions, and many feel that with yesterday's convictions, it did just that. But so many civil rights groups, or I should say several civil rights groups, argue that our local policing laws here in Nevada are a lot more lax than other states, and they are vowing to change that.
Do you feel like your family and all these other families who have lost loved ones at the hands of Metro have gotten any justice under the current system?
I don't know if there's a bigger way to say no.
2 years ago, Eric FARRAH's brother Nicholas was killed in Metro's custody, the victim of a chokehold that is now illegal in Nevada.
They suffocated him. Positional asphyxia is the same way that George Floyd had died.
It's why he joined Families United for Justice Las Vegas, a group of families who have been affected by police violence and who are working towards more police accountability and transparency.
George Floyd is absolutely a step in the right direction, but it took a lot of people and a lot of pressure to get that. And unfortunately, in Las Vegas, there's no pressure or heat that they get.
It's been 30 years without one indictment of a police officer who has murdered a citizen on duty.
On the long list of police reforms the group is calling for, public fact-finding reviews, or the process by which Metro Police investigate their own officers who use deadly force, is at the top of their list.
The public fact-finding hearing is no more than a show. Every time there's a public fact-finding hearing, the assumption is already that it's not an indictment. There's no indictment. They're just trying to justify why they're not indicted.
Of the past 85 fact-finding reviews Metro has done, the group says not one of them has led to an indictment or a conviction of an officer.
At this point, AG Ford is making some good moves to try to take some of the responsibility to create some accountability. So that creates hope for all of us. But as it is, District Attorney Wolfson has the final say for everything that concerns police violence, that concerns the indictment, conviction, and the like. The centralization of power is a problem. The District Attorney has too much power.
The president of the Las Vegas NAACP doubting whether Derek Chauvin would have even been tried had he knelt on George Floyd's neck in Nevada.
The way our laws are written right now, I'm going to say probably not. I think that we have gone to great lengths to put additional policies and procedures in place with LVMPD to hold them to a greater standard and some accountabilities to their officers. So the NAACP has worked to try to close those gaps to make it harder for them to support one another and allow their officers to get off.
And Families United for Justice Las Vegas has drafted 40 demands. These are policies and potential changes legally that would make Metro officers more accountable for their actions. If you would like to read that list, we're going to post the full list for you at ktnv.com. Tricia and Todd?
And so, Ross, I'm curious, what are you hearing from law enforcement about this?
Yeah, honestly, Todd, very little. Of course, we strive to be fair and balanced in every story that we tell. So I did reach out to Attorney General Aaron Ford, trying to get his comment. He then referred us to the DA here in Las Vegas for more comment on the fact-finding review policy that currently exists in Metro. We still have not heard back from the DA. So we do think it's important, though, to hear from the police side. So I do want to play you a comment from our Bridging the Divide panel last night. Take a listen to a police union spokesman for Metro officers saying that the buck stops within their own ranks.
At LVMPD, we have one of the finest force policies, one of the finest overall policies. We were a trendsetter when it came to policing ourselves.
But again, if you ask some of these civil rights groups, it's those self-policing policies that has contributed to the perceived lack of accountability within Metro Police. We're live off the Las Vegas Strip tonight. Ross DiMattei, 13 Action News.
Ross, thank you.